internet.
Welcome back to Yirara.
What's up, Yara fam? Welcome back to another exciting episode of Yirara2u. I'm Miss Tina, and you're joining me for What's That Sound? So for today's episode, can anyone remember the 2 hints from the previous episode? If not, that's okay. The first hint is you go to the Alice Springs cinemas to watch these, and the second one is you use them to open locked doors. So if you guessed it right, the words are movie and key. And if you got that, give yourself a round of applause. So movie and key. So I'll give you a few seconds for you to guess what sound these two have in common. Alright, time's up. So the sound for today is a drum roll, please. E. E for movie and E for key. So E for movie is IE and the E for key is EY. So movie, key, E. So remember that for the next time you're reading, writing, or spelling. So I'll see you in the next episode. Bye. I'll give you a few hints for the next one. The first one is heaps of them fly in the sky, and the second one is the opposite of before. So be kind, stay safe, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye now.
Hey guys, welcome to Yirara2u Music. We're going to learn a new song today. Now, this might be a song that you haven't heard before, but I think it's important that you listen to lots of different music from all over the world. So this is called About a Girl by a band called Nirvana from America. It's a very easy song. It has 3 different sections, which we're going to go through. Okay, so remember, first things first, we tune our guitar. E, A, D, G, B, and E. And the first chord is one that we have learned before. Is an E minor. It's a very easy chord. It's just 2 strings. So it's your middle finger on the 2nd fret on the A string, and then your ring finger right underneath it on the D string. And that's how it should sound. So the main riff is only 2 chords. The second chord, again, you only need 2 fingers. It is a G, which we have done before, and if you remember when I taught you the G chord before, I said you need to use all 4 fingers, but the way that Nirvana plays it, they only use 2 fingers. They play it the lazy way. Your index finger on the 2nd fret on the A, and then your middle finger on the 3rd fret on the E string, and it should sound like this. For the opening tune, only 2 chords, should sound like this. So that rhythm pattern there is going. Second section, we're using bar chords again, which we went through in the last few episodes. So the first bar chord is a C sharp. You rest your index finger on all of the strings except for the top one, so you leave that one open. And then 2 frets along, so 1, 2. You put your ring finger on the D string and your little finger on the G right underneath. And it should sound like that. So the second chord in the second section is a G sharp. So all you need to do is another bar chord, very easy. You just move your fingers up to the top string. You put your index finger over all of the strings like that, and then 2 frets along, your ring finger on the A, and then your little finger on the D, right underneath. So it's a bar chord like this. And that's how it should sound. So the third and final chord in the second section of this song is an F sharp major, which involves your finger over all of the strings on the second fret there, like that. Your middle finger on the G, the next fret along. Then your ring finger on the A, 2 frets along. And then your little finger right underneath it on the D. And it should sound like this. That section together should sound like this. So you play that round twice. So together with the first section of the song, it should sound like this. Now we're moving on to the third part of the song, which is part of the chorus. Now this one's a bit trickier than the other parts because you need to move from one end of the neck up to the other. So it starts off with that first chord we learn, which is the E minor, just the middle finger on the second fret on the A and your ring finger right underneath it on the D. And then you have to move up to a bar chord on the 7th fret on the A string. So fingers over all the strings except the top one on the A string. So that's the third dot. If you've got dots on your guitar neck, that's the third dot, like that. Ring finger on the D, 2 frets along, and then your little finger on the G right underneath. So you have to do it like this. It's a bit tricky, so practice it slowly first. Okay. And the next part is an A bar chord, which is just the second dot there, so 5th fret, fingers over all the strings, ring finger 2 frets up on the A, and little finger on the D underneath. Okay, so, and there's one more chord in this section. You can play this 2 ways, whatever feels comfortable for you. It's a C chord, a bar chord. Now you can either play it here on the 8th fret, like that, or you can play it down here on the A string on the 3rd fret. So the whole section should sound like this. A recap of those chords: E minor, E bar chord, A bar chord, C bar chord. So I advise you to look up that song on YouTube. It's called About a Girl. It's by Nirvana. So I've shown you the basic rhythm chords for that. You can go on there and listen to the song and maybe even learn to sing it and learn the guitar solo too. Thanks for watching. See you next time.
More relevant for you guys if we go for the Regio Forms with you here, because every Clontarf member in Australia every year must go through a Regio Form. So just because you're rocking up to Yirara and you're a student and you come over the academy doesn't necessarily mean you're a part of Clontarf. You've actually got to understand what it means, okay? And that's what we're just going to go through with you now. And then we'll get your signature. But you know, you can see there's a signature down the bottom there. Okay, so you're signing it up not just by Clontarf and staff, but there's actually a bit of input from the students as well, fellas who have been here before you. Like Miss Shire, or Stevie, self-esteem, life skills and employment prospects of young Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander men. But in Australia, every year you will sign a contract, a Regio Form, to be part of Clontarf, okay? This happens once a year. It's a whole brave new world for us, obviously, but this stuff doesn't change. Clontarf isn't a right, it's a privilege. A lot of fellas, you talk to any of your friends who've got brothers, any other Clontarf, most of the parents were like, oh, why didn't I get an option of Clontarf? Because they would have loved to have that opportunity to have that support, an organisation for food, a room, camps, and most importantly, footy games and activities like that, okay? All that sort of stuff happens a lot in the school. We're the extra. We're not here doing the school's job. They do a great job. But what we want to do is help you guys engage in that great job the schools do, okay? So what I'll do, just to sort of formalise it and get it away, we have a mission statement at Clontarf, and this mission statement, word by word, represents why we do what we do and why we're able to do what we do. So I'll read it out and then we'll break it down, okay? Because I need you guys to break it down with me to understand it. Clontarf Foundation exists to improve the education, discipline, self-esteem, life skills and employment prospects of young Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander men, and by doing so equips them to participate meaningfully in society. Okay? So we exist to improve education. Well, you've got it right behind you. Where are we? We're at Yirara. What's the hardest thing about coming to Yirara College, fellas? What's the hardest thing? Hardest thing you'll do in your school journey till you finish, and you will all look at me, all finish year 12, is coming here. Because you're leaving family, you're leaving country, you're leaving friends. So you've made that sacrifice to come here. Some of you have been in town longer than you want. Love to be back on community, I know it. I know you get back. But you've made the sacrifice to come here and board at Yirara. Let's make a fist of it, eh, fellas? Let's really, really try and get the most out of it while you're here.
And when you look at how many weeks each term, by the time you come in week 1, you're here like Tuesday or Wednesday, travelling day. And by week 9, you're heading home virtually. Travelling. There's only, what, 8-9 weeks virtually you got.
And if you keep yourself busy, like a couple of you fellas have got work now, we're going to try and line that up. You've got trainings, got boarding, school activities, you've got school all day, sports on the weekend. If you keep yourself busy, it'll just go like that, fellas. When you start thinking, why am I here, or start getting a little bit messy in class and running amok, time's going to go slower. Guarantee it. Take it from us old fellas, we know.
Kia ora, and welcome to another health episode with Mr Zane. Last time, we looked at the different effects that drugs and alcohol can have on you. Do you remember what they were? Yes, that's right. They are physical effects, mental effects, and interpersonal or social effects. Last week, we looked at the different effects that alcohol can have on you. Well, this week, we will look at the different effects that drugs can have on you as well. Different examples to the effects you have written down. For example, fighting would be an example of what you would put with social effects, because it is something that happens with another person. Let's go and see how our students went. Effects. When we talk about social media, it means we're talking about other people, like Facebook and stuff. Because we don't go on Facebook just to talk to ourselves, eh? We go to talk to our families on our phones and stuff, eh? Yeah? So interpersonal or social effects affects how you talk and act towards other people. Okay? So, what you need to do now is you need to write these definitions down. What does mental effects mean? When we talk about mental, what are we talking about?
Yeah, go on, say
People fight with when they're under the influence of alcohol. Enemy, sometimes family, sometimes people you love, sometimes friends. So it involves other people. We're up to here, right? So what do you think?
Aye.
Yep, you got it. Alright, we'll go on Windows one now. Vomiting. Yep, already done it. Physical, because it has to do with your health. Alright? Get sick. What is that one? Pretty obvious, eh? Get cancer. Put it in, and you got that. Yeah. Now let's go over to this side. What's the first one? What does it say?
Swearing at other people.
Swearing at other people. Which one do you think that is? What about mood swings? Sometimes happy, sometimes angry. When you're feeling, sometimes angry, sometimes happy. What do you think that one is?
Of course.
Put your name on that. Put that in your folder.
Take this chemical and mix it in water.
It was fantastic to see our students trying hard in their classes. Next time, we will introduce our first assessment for the term, which is the research assessment. Look forward to seeing your fantastic work. Good luck, stay safe out there, and we will be seeing you very soon. Bye.
And remember to say, let's check our progress.
Centre, so we've got Alice Springs pretty much in the centre and then moving out. So it's not the whole of the Northern Territory. Also it has some what else you can do in the red centre. I have a very old map and you can tell by the colours. It shouldn't change because our land hasn't changed in all of this time. And also a couple of axes which are normal. Breathing, I sort of call this a map that tells us a little bit about the bones of the community. So here you can see all of the mountain ranges, and you can see we've got this huge big collection of mountain ranges right where we are. And then up, it's not so much mountain ranges, but you can see where the rivers are coming in, plus mountain ranges. With a touring map for Australia on the land. So this afternoon, we have a few minutes. Let's look at that thing that we do first. So number one is to max and share some information.
So where's our
Let's see if we can get you on.
Yeah.
So,
And now,
Oh, it is. There.
like that into this one and do exactly the same thing with this one.
Cannon Creek.
Catherine.
Where Petrie?
He'll be like there.
Long way from Alice Springs. Right,
Wow, right up here.
right there.
Gee, that is a long way. And so how long does it take by plane?
3 hours.
Still 3 hours, yeah, gee.
Welcome. We have had another busy week to share as we continue to discover new ways of learning and joining.
Monday mornings is madness. Well, not really, but here at Yirara, we have the next best thing. At 8:30, the school lines up on the fellas basketball court, and we all take part in Monday morning fitness.
To help start a new week, we join in with a round-robin series of activities, including trampolining, frisbees, basketballs, and kicking footballs into basketball hoops, and a lot more.
They are good team building exercises and help us to make new friends. It's exciting to see everyone try new things, and some of our students are practicing hard for the upcoming NT Music School's Battle of the Bands competition next month.
Our fellas are working hard getting ready, and this year we are working with 2 bands who have written a number of original songs each.
A lot of time goes into getting all the parts right, and we have high hopes we will win this year. Learning to express yourself through art is a great way to try new things.
Our art students are learning to think about something we all take for granted.
Ever wondered how your life would be if you did not have hands?
Here our students are trying to paint with their feet. It's not as easy as it looked, but was a lot of fun.
So you guys would be right, you can still paint with no arms. How clever.
This week another of those special events was held at Yirara.
In Party Cup is an annual program to promote cricket held between 3 of the Clontarf academies from the NT.
We look forward to sharing our stories with you next week. That's your TV for this week. Stay safe and always wear your seatbelts. Bye.
This week we learn how it is important to look after ourselves.
Watch some cricket.
Most afternoons we run a number of electives students can choose.
This week we travelled into town to visit Beauty on the Mall.
It is a beauty salon here in Alice, and we were lucky to have the owner
to show us around.
Hi, my name's Terry Cacchetti. Lisa from Yirara College contacted me to see if she could bring some of her students, her female students, into the salon and show them the world of beauty.
Terry said that pedicures and facials and manicures and hair.
We are a beauty salon that's dedicated to all aspects of beauty, such as your waxing, facials, manicures, pedicures, massages, and the list goes on. The objective of this is to get them thinking career-wise what they'd like to do when they actually finish school.
Terry spoke to us about getting a job in the beauty industry.
It would be a great opportunity for them if they were to do perhaps a vet program through the Charles Darwin University in line with Yirara College, and perhaps do a few hours a week just as an introduction into beauty. Some of the girls were extremely interested and couldn't keep their eyes off what we were doing.
Lovely lady who showed us some of the things like waxing, and she did some of our eyebrows, and yeah.
It was extremely satisfying for myself and my lovely staff who met the girls as well, and hopefully they'll get something out of it. They've also received a couple of gift vouchers so they can come back and have a treatment. It was wonderful to see the girls today, and Andrea and Lisa and Paul, and I look forward to seeing the girls in the future and hopefully hearing about what they're going to be doing within the next couple of years as far as their career path goes. Thank you.
Out at Yirara College, where the boys, 6 of our teams from our academies in Alice Springs, and some boys have come down from Tennant Creek, our academy up there, and they're participating in fun games of cricket.
To get at the high end, where Cricket Australia are very supportive, come on board, is to get more Indigenous talent through to the top level playing for Australia. We're seeing that in both the men's and women's, with Ashley Gardner on the female side playing for New South Wales and Australia in the last couple of years, and it's actually done a brilliant job. To Darcy Short, who was saying earlier, born in Katherine, playing 2020 actually last night for Australia, which is, I was so proud of the lad, and he's come through the Darwin cricket scene, through Impartia Cup, the NT men's team, then down through West Australia. He's had to move to go to the next level to where he is now. So
it's fantastic to watch the boys participate, and our academy staff interact with them, because they've had a fantastic day. They've got smiles on their faces, and they're talking about who won and how many runs they made and how many wickets they took, and how much more cricket they can do for the rest of the term.
I really like being part of the Impartia Cup. I get to make new friends and learning something new.
It's been a really great day for everyone that's been involved.
That's Yirara TV for this week. Next week, be sure to join our science class as we are learning how to dissect fish. Bye.